The introduction of the Summerhill wines into the USA is probably the most exciting thing for me. I'm from the US of A, proudly to say. I was born in Manhattan and moved up to the suburbs in Westchester County and spent almost all my adult life there. I was a wine enthusiastic person there, wine enthusiast, and learned a lot about wines and growing, and found out that my family had been growers for years in my generation. So I decided, hey, that's what I really want to do. So here I am 25 years later, since from 1986 till today, proudly saying I'm about to introduce our wines into the States for the first time. We actually did have a presentation in 1993, and we got such amazing raves for our wine that it all got sold out over here, and we had to catch up to get enough wine to sell to the States, and we finally were ready to go in the States now. But yeah, the New York Times raved about our Cipes brut. The Émile Devon magazine went crazy over it. Even the Wall Street Journal had an article on the front page about pyramid age certified organic wine from pristine British Columbia, and like everybody wanted the wine in the States, but didn't have enough supply. So now, almost 20 years later, 1993 till, 2010, 17 years later, we're ready to launch again. This time, with a lot of excitement and a lot of wonderful things, just in the packaging alone. We now have the famous artist Robert Bateman on the labels. He has never before put his name or art on any commercial product. He's going to be 80 years old, and he loves Summerhill. He loves what we do, biodynamic and organic and all that. So yeah, he's endorsed us, and we love his project. We give $1 donation for every bottle sold to his, I think, brilliant campaign to get our children away from their screens and out into nature. And it's working very well. It's a 10-year-old campaign that he has, and he now has the U.S. Forest Service, the Canadian Forest Service, even people in Europe joining on it, National Wildlife Federation, so many millions of people who want to see that our children are out into nature and not behind their screens all the time. He gave an example that most children today can identify up to 400 logos, and they can't tell you 12 wild animals or 12 wild plants. And we might joke about this, but it's serious because, this is our planet, and if our children don't know about our planet, and where are we going? So I'm proud to say we have Mr. Bateman's labels on our artwork on our labels, and they're beautiful bottles. They're actually collector's items, and we're going to be selling the wines in a price range that probably everyone can afford. The wines are all certified organic. They're all pyramid energized, and I can expound on what we mean by that. Is that we have built a pyramid here that is second only to the Great Pyramid of Egypt. It has precision. It has the fused frame system that the ancient civilizations knew how to make. It's got lots of beautiful features. And for 25 years, we've had experiments of the same wine served at the same temperature, one having been in the pyramid, one not. And the overwhelming majority picked the pyramid-aged wine because you know how really fine French wine has those layers of flavors, those really subtle, beautiful flavors. The wine that they'll taste that hadn't gone through the pyramid, they'll say, oh, this is really good. And then they'll taste the pyramid one and say, this is really good, but I got to have a second taste because, wow, there's so much in there. And that's what we're excited about the pyramid dimension, is that it adds layers of beautiful, subtle flavors to the wines. And they're all gold medal winning wines, and they're all certified organic, and they've all been in the pyramid. So this is like a first to introduce these wines to the States. They don't have anything like this. It's unique in the world. Just the growing conditions here in British Columbia are so beautiful. We have zero industry here. Kelowna is a city of about 100,000 people with 200 miles in every direction of wilderness. So it's pristine as can be. And we have this magnificent 80-mile long lake, which is 700 feet deep in some places, and you can actually swim along and drink the water. We water the plants with water that comes off the mountains. It's beautiful. Sunny days. Today's a little bit cloudy, but usually very high sun. Very low rainfall, which makes us a semi-desert. Here comes some sun. And this gives us growers the opportunity to turn off the water so that we come out with very small, highly flavorful grapes versus fat, watery grapes. And these make intensely flavored, wonderful wines. So I'm very excited about introducing the Summerhill Get to Know Robert Bateman wines into the States. We'll have 5 wines going in, a white, which is a Pinot Gris, and I'm not sure the price exactly, but it's around the mid-teens. A red, a Merlot, which is going to be in the high 20s, a delicious Merlot. We have a sparkling wine, certified organic Pinot Noir sparkling wine, rosé. It's absolutely delightful. It's totally dry, and it's goes with everything. It's so versatile, and that's also going to be, I believe, in the high 20s. And then there are 2 ice wines. British Columbia is famous for ice wine. We've won gold medals all over the world with our ice wine. We have a small bottle, 200 milliliter of Riesling ice wine, and also a red ice wine, which is Pinot Noir. And red is very rare, because usually the birds come and eat the red grapes before they get to freeze. So we have made a red ice wine, which is extremely rare. And those will sell, I believe, in the mid-50s per bottle. But it goes a long way. It sounds like a lot of money for a small bottle, but you only need a tiny amount, so you can serve a big dinner party dessert with one little bottle. So it becomes, I wouldn't say economical, but it's a nice treat.
Just explain quickly just the ice wine process.
Ice wine is made from grapes that have actually frozen on the vine. We leave them past late harvest and past Trockenberry and Auslese right to ice wine. And it's when the grapes are so frozen that when you press them, they're like little marbles, and we have to have a special press. It's like, if you've seen Star Wars, that scene where the press comes into the garbage. It's a really amazing press. And that gets just the essence of the grape out of the frozen grape. Amazing flavors that touch all your senses. We have a large number of Asian people coming, Japan and China, Malaysians, and oh gosh, all the people come here to our winery. We're the most visited winery in Canada. We have over 1,000 to 3,000 people a day in the season, and they come by the busload to taste our ice wines. And some of them have never tasted ice wine, and if you've never tasted it, it's like a sensation where you kind of roll your eyes back and say, "Wow, this is like the first new taste sensation in thousands of years." And as you know, the Asian people have amazing palates. They've cooked and tasted everything. So when they taste ice wine, they say, "Wow, this is something amazing." So yeah, the 5 wines are going to be, I think, a very exciting introduction in the States. There's going to be people just going to want to line up to buy them, I'm sure, because I'm from the States and I know what we like, so it's great.